So next I'm going to tackle these bookshelves behind me, and including that, hold on, let's see if I can move this around, these boxes. So a lot of these boxes just have a lot of random junk in them, and they need to be sorted out and organized, and a lot of stuff needs to be purged. And yeah, so I'm gonna do these first, this shelf first, and then I'll move on to the next one. And yeah, so I'll probably speed this part up. I have a candle over here for some ambiance and good smells. And I've got my label maker and my trash bag and some more extra bins so that I can figure out how to organize. This part's probably gonna take me a while. After I finish, if I can finish this whole thing, I might take the rest of the evening to not do anything. So it all depends on how far I get with it and how I'm feeling at the end of it. So yeah, so there we go.
Hey guys, it's me on a voiceover. So here I'm just sorting through all of these pens and markers. They were all thrown into the same box. I ended up sorting them into black pens, colored pens, and pencils, and then sorting out all these bins again. So here I'm not really deciding on what I'm going to be keeping for good and what I'm really going to be getting rid of. I'm just organizing all of it together because I really want to take inventory of everything that I have first and then make the hard decisions. Like, I don't need that entire bin of glitter. There's no reason any sane person should have that much glitter. So yeah, so that's what I'm doing here. And yeah, I'm sorting other paper things. I think the biggest problem I'm having right now is what to do with all of the artwork. I have so much artwork from the past 10, 15 years that I don't know what to do with, and I think I need to just get those Alex flat files so I can kind of put that all together. I also have a lot of paper. So my other thing for this year is just using what I have and not buying new stuff. So I definitely have a lot of paper pads that have a few sheets left in all of them. And so I'm going to be going through all that paper and kind of putting it together. So you can see the paper pads in here. I probably have a lot more than that, and I also have a big box of sketchbooks that I have to go through, and I'll do that in the next video probably.
Hey guys, it's Kristen Noe Jukes, and this is probably part 2 of my update on this room. And I actually haven't worked on this room for a week. We've had some crazy things going on in our lives right now, and so I kind of put this on the back burner, but I am back today to work on it. Probably work on it for an hour or two before I go out with a friend, and then when I get back, I'll probably work on it some more. I'm not really sure, to be honest, where I left off on recording or telling you what I had done, but I can kind of show you around the room and show you kind of what I've been working on, and what I kind of plan on working on next. So yeah, so I'll turn around now. Okay guys, so I'm holding the camera without the tripod, so it might be a little bit bumpy. I always find with the tripod it's much better, but I have a really hard time positioning the tripod to show you what I want to show you. So obviously last time I showed you kind of all of this that I kind of put together. I'll show you a big shot of the room. And this is kind of still where we're at. Just organizing some of these things down here, but last time I worked on this room, I worked on these boxes and this shelving unit. So there's some stuff in front of here right now, like the trash bag and these notebooks I have to sort through. But I went through a lot of these boxes and kind of sorted things and labeled them with my label maker with what is in them. So I haven't really gone through these and purged a lot of stuff yet, but more like just organizing. So right now I want to get everything where it's going to be, and then after that I'll really go through and make the hard decisions on what to get rid of. I have a lot of sketchbooks right here and paper pads, and these paper pads are in one of these clear file folder type things that has the dividers, and I feel like this is really great for helping them stand up, especially in a shelf that doesn't have sides. Obviously I have my shoe boxes. They're pretty ugly, but they're pretty utilitarian for what I need them for. Things like my acrylics and my watercolors. And my acrylic mediums are over here because this shelf is closest to my desk. So that will help me. I normally reach for those things more often than the things over here. These are more like ribbons and trims, printmaking stuff, fountain pen inks, stamps, glue. Actually, the glue and tape and the tools box, which I have somewhere. Oh, I think this is the tools box right here. Is actually probably going to go over here as well, just because I reach for those more often. Up here, I have my colored pencils, which I got to figure out where to put. These are Project Life cards from the Project Life kit that I had designed, so I like to keep them out here. I was trying to put some more art supplies and notebooks in this. That's from Target, but the cubbies are pretty small. I originally had yarn in this, and I might actually go back to having yarn in this. I'm not sure yet. I really did want to use it for art supplies, but it's not really functional for that right now. This is some like jewelry and some little drawings I made. In here are my zebra mild liners, highlighters, some cute little notebooks I have, nothing's up there. And then I have some cute toys and my pinball machine that I put little yarn minis in. Now on this one, so I'm probably going to be keeping this shelf similar to how I've had it in the past, where I have all my paint stuff down here, easy to reach. Not sure about bottom here. I have had these boxes, but I realized for a year that I haven't used them how I should be using them. So I'm going to go through these and then we'll see what goes on the bottom there. Up here, well, this is just my label maker. But up here I have a lot of the pens and things that I reach for on a daily basis, and brushes. So I had these previously labeled, so I have watercolor brushes in one and acrylic brushes in the other because I don't like to mix those just because of the way that the paint works on them. I have my pens back here in my thimble pencil case, and then in this box I have all my paint markers. So actually what's funny is they all pretty well fit in this box, so I think I'm going to keep them in here. Then I have some more Tombow twin tone markers, and I have my own colored water brushes that I've made. And then I have my mermaid markers and some Sharpies and things in this one. I think I'm going to paint this eventually. And then in this one, I have some watercolor pencils and some more felt tip pens. And same back here, I have a few more random brush pens and things. I kind of need to go through this one, I think, a little bit better. Okay, and then up here, I have this white thing from Michaels, and I've had this for a long time, and I definitely need to go through all of these pens, but for now they're in here. I have some little drawers. This really has a lot of miscellaneous stuff in it. That's like more like miscellaneous electronic stuff. And then this has some tape and some paper clips and things. I've put my gouache. My gouache has been in here for a long time, and I think I'm going to keep it in here. I like got this caught. Oh man. And then I have some black pens. Like these are some of my favorite Uniball pens, and some liner pens. This is a box of pencils. This little thing, I took my watercolors out of here, so I'm going to have to figure out what to put in here. But I have my Ecoline watercolors in this bottom drawer. And then in this top drawer, I have all of my gelatos and my distress crayons and things in here. And I have a few watercolor items back here, like masking fluid that I kind of need to put with the watercolor stuff. And then up here, I have my Irogeton color dictionaries. They're color pencils in here. I think they're really pretty, so I keep them up there. And then up here, I have my jelly rolls and my Zig Clean Color markers and a few of these cute little paper houses I got at Michael's at one point. Yeah, so that's kind of what I worked on the last time. I think today I'm gonna try and get this a little bit organized on the floor here, this a little organized so it's a little bit easier to walk in here, and then I'll probably start moving on to this pile. Or maybe I'll move on to the desk. I'm not really sure. We'll see.
Hi guys, it's Kristen voiceover again. So here I am again rearranging these shelves. So this is me picking up where I left off last week, and I decided I wanted to move that third shelf over so I can have all my supplies across the way. I think it looks nice like this. Yeah, so I kind of organized where I wanted things, and then again later I'm going to go back, I'm going to go through every single category of item that I have. I'm going to call it down, I'm going to de-stash a bunch of things. Yeah, so I've been tend to making these piles of things, and I tend to move things around the room as I go, so I always have to go back to those piles. So here I'm just organizing more papers and more files. Yeah, and then I started tackling that big pile to the left, which is funny because I felt like that was going to be the hardest pile for me to kind of tackle. It just seemed unsightly and huge, and it was actually pretty easy. And at this point, I'm starting to feel really good at what I've gotten done. That was a little cameo by my dog, Poyo. He's a Pembroke Welsh Corgi. Somebody had mentioned him in the last one, and I wanted to give him a little shout out. So, anyway, I'm just really happy with how far I've gotten and everything that I've done so far, and I have kind of a renewed energy for this room. And as bad as I was feeling in the last update, that's how great I'm feeling in this update. It just seems like things are coming together. So, yeah. Here I'm organizing my desk. You can see everything being put away where it goes and then organized into piles. This desk is such a mess. It has paint all over it. Just a life well used.
Okay guys, so I'm actually starting to feel really, really good about this room today. Look at this. I am so excited. I can walk into the middle of the room. So let me come back this way. Look at this. So I started here today working on these. I ended up moving this last shelf from over here, and again, there's a lot of things in this pile, but actually I know what's in this pile, and a lot of it is yarn and things that I'm de-stashing. So for now I'm working on the organizational part of this room and getting this floor totally clear. You get to see my carpet that I don't love. And yeah, so got a lot of this organized. I am going to be going through each one of these little boxes. And I'll be taking you along with that. And that might actually come maybe in the next video, where I go through each of these and I look like, say for instance, I go through my embroidery box and I decide what I'm keeping, what I'm not keeping out of that. Same with knitting notions, yarn dyeing, printmaking, stamps, glitter, resin things. lots and lots of pens and markers, which I have to test each one of those to see which ones work and which ones don't, and which ones I'm keeping and which ones I'm not, because I think I've had every single marker that I've ever bought since college. I've never gotten rid of any of them. And up here, I have tons more. So yeah, so we'll go through all of them, all the pens. I moved this over here. This has a lot of inks on it. I've started to kind of fill these shelves with little knickknacks and things. I'm starting to like this more now that I've got all my stuff in it. This is this nesting Matryoshka doll. It has more of them in here that I've drawn all the sketches for them, but I need to paint them. So maybe I'll work on that. I have all my B6 size inserts, some traveler's notebooks, and this is still a lot of stuff that I'm going to be going through one by one. But for now, it's all organized in its little areas. I've cleaned off my desk. Well, okay, the desk was totally clean at one point today, but all of this stuff, minus some of this actually, but all of this stuff is samples and things I've bought to photograph for my portfolio of things that I've designed either for Target. I have some Project Life things, coloring book, things like that. In addition to a lot of the stuff that's in this closet. So I also have to still go through all this stuff in the closet. Most of this will be samples. I need to figure out what I'm going to do for sample storage, and I'm starting to wonder if once I start to go through all this yarn boxes, if I'll be able to cull down my yarn and my fiber and then use these tubs to hold a lot of the samples. I'm also still going to go through all of my fabric and sewing stuff, all my embroidery stuff. Down here in the bottom I've got spoonflower samples, and I've got more drawings and more paper below. This is all fabric I'm going to be going through. This is all fabric I'm going to be going through, and I will show that on camera. Same with that right there. This desk is finally somewhat clean. I tried to put this sewing machine in it because this sewing machine actually fits into this desk. This whole thing folds out, and this sewing machine is this desk is custom made for this sewing machine. It's a 1970s Bernina Record 830, I think. And I tried to put the sewing machine in the desk today, and I couldn't for the life of me figure out how to do it. And it's not something that you can kind of look up online because it's so old, and I think the desk was custom made for it. It has like all these levers. This is not a real drawer. And the person who would know, my grandfather, is not living anymore. So it will be interesting to see, and I doubt my grandmother remembers how it goes in. I'm sure she has no idea. So yeah, and I need a new cord for that sewing machine anyway, so I think I'm going to keep it in there. I might actually take that sewing machine up to, there's a sewing machine and vacuum repair place a couple miles away from here that I might be taking that sewing machine to get looked at and make sure since it's a vintage machine, I don't want to try and fix things. I want to keep it in really nice condition. I love it. I got most of these files together. Just found a lot of things. Those are from our wedding. This is a Katie Daisy print. This is a little wooden Minnesota plaque and my little @ symbol. And I actually got this cute little house from the Target Dollar Spot really recently. So right now I have got all my little, I think they're called Smorkin Labbits or something like that. I have them up here, and then I might put some thread and stuff in these since it's above my sewing table. So yeah, I'm really proud of what I've gotten done today. I think I still might move this shelving unit over here once I get this figured out. So I have all 4 in a row. It'll look pretty nice. I'm still gonna cull down a lot of what's in there. And destash a lot of it and go a little bit more minimalist than it is. but for now it's in the places it needs to be in, and I'm really proud of what I got done today. I'm really proud that I can see the floor in here. Yeah. So the next thing will probably be this closet. And then after I've worked on the closet, I'll probably end up coming back over here. This is a lot of stuff that is mostly yarn and things that doesn't have a place yet, and spinning stuff and some yarn dyeing and just a bunch of different things that needs to be gone through, needs to be destashed, either put up on Facebook groups or on eBay or whatever. And then I can figure out what's gonna happen here. I have a chair that I would like to put in that corner as like my little knitting chair, and I want to be able to make use of that cart over there, that IKEA cart. Yeah, and so once that gets situated, I'll be able to move the fabric shelving over here. Probably put my chair right there. Yeah, and I might try and find a little chair for this desk, but I can for now just move my office chair over. And yeah, so I'm really excited to like have a sewing station and go through all my fabric. I'm very excited to go through my fabric. I think I'm also, so this is a lot of fabric. This is just shoved with fabric. I can't even open half of these. This is all fabric, and I think I'm gonna make, this is all fabric, I think I'm gonna make one of those filing cabinet systems that people make where they like use cardboard and make little mini bolts to stack up, and they pin them on the mini bolts, and it looks so cute because you can see everything. So I think that's what I want to do with my fabric, because this is not working for finding anything, and I haven't touched any of this fabric in over 2 years because I haven't had a place to sew really, or a room to sew, and the stuff in there I have touched because I was doing some English paper piecing, which the English paper piecing's in here. Yeah, I'll probably be going through all that too. I mean, I'm keeping this definitely, but I'll show you guys later. So yeah, hope you enjoyed that. And I will see you guys all in the next video. I would show my face, but I'm in my pajamas right now, so probably not the best. See you all later.